All right, before I start, first off, just want to congratulate JT and Quentin Nelson for being nominated to the Pro Bowl. Two phenomenal players that do it the right way on and off the field. Just a credit to them and their work ethic. So excited for those guys. We had a bunch of guys that were, obviously did some good things as well that could have been nominated as well. But hats off to those two guys, for their work. Looking back at the game, obviously talked to you guys yesterday. Obviously disappointing. Didn't go the way we wanted to go. Got to find a way to be better. Obviously we got another matchup this week at home against Jacksonville that we got to get ready to go for.
Thanks, Coach. James, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, Shane, thanks for the time. I know obviously a lot of, well, I believe all of the scenarios that involves you all making the playoffs involves you winning games. So, how much do you relay like the scenarios to the players, or how much do you look at those types of things? And yeah, how weird that can be. Obviously, knowing that you could potentially be eliminated before you even play Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely aware of it. I think, obviously the guys are aware of it. They see it. It's all out there. Do we talk about it a ton in the building and in meetings? No. I mean, those guys are aware of it. But we know that, we got a job to do and we got to go handle our business regardless of how the scenarios play out, come Sunday.
Kevin.
Shane, I assume Philip starting, Riley the backup for Sunday.
Yeah.
And then how much do you feel like injuries are a valid, I guess, explanation for the collapse?
You know what? I think every team deals with injuries and obviously some are bigger than others, but you got to find a way in this league. That's what this league is. And you got to find a way to win tight games, especially when you are banged up. And whatever that may be, however you have to win games to win them, you got to find a way. With injuries that pile up, teams deal with them, and you got to manage that and find a way to win it. That's the way I look at it.
JJ.
Shane, kind of along the lines of those injuries, the O line had some moving parts in there. What did you see out of them on Monday?
I thought they did a good job protecting, Philip all night. Obviously, those guys stepping in, Tuck stepping in at the guard spot, some shuffling going around there. Gons moving out to the, tackle spot and Jalen moving over. And then obviously Danny had to come in for Bort. I thought he did a good job. He's been here for a while. He prepares the right way. And, I thought those guys battled like crazy.
Chop.
Yeah, Shane, a couple things. One, do you see a scenario where you need to get Riley in there, maybe the last game, or not? Or is Philip just gonna finish this out?
I haven't got that far, chap. So we'll see how that all goes. But right now, yeah, Philip will be our guy.
Also, we've asked you before, pointed it out with the run game. How do you get JT unleashed? I mean, 2.9 isn't going to cut it as
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, we got to find ways to be more explosive in the run game for sure. Whether it's that whatever it is, winning the one-on-ones up front, the scheme, whatever it is, we got to create those explosives going forward. We popped them early in the year and we haven't been able to hit them the last couple of weeks, and we got to find a way to do that. That's when our run game really takes off, and we got to find ways to do that going forward.
Do you see any frustration with him, or does he handle things pretty even keel?
JT's been great. Obviously, he wants to have big games just like all our guys want to have big games and have those explosive runs. But he's been solid, through the process here the last couple of weeks.
Thanks, Coach.
Nathan.
And kind of similar question to what Chap asked there about Riley. I know it would happen, mere 24 hours before you guys would play on Sunday. But if you guys were to be formally eliminated from playoff contention, would that change your calculus on who you would have starting in the game on Sunday, or how you guys would approach that moving forward?
Yeah, not right now because Philip will take all the reps with the ones, and then obviously if we had to make that switch 24 hours before the game, I don't think that's fair to Riley. So yeah, Philip will be the guy this Sunday.
Gotcha. And then another question. I know you take a lot of these losses on your own shoulders, first and foremost, about needing to be better along with the team as well. As you've reflected or looked at these last, the five straight losses, the six losses in seven, is there any part of these games? I know each one is unique in itself. Is there part of this stretch that has been most concerning to you, knowing obviously that injuries have played some sort of a role that you guys haven't, don't have control over?
Yeah, I think the most frustrating part of it is we know this league comes down to a lot of one-score games, and we found ways to win a few of those one-score games early, but you look back at some of those games, Kansas City in overtime, lost there. Obviously, 2 weeks ago, 40 seconds ago against Seattle, and then obviously the game against Houston. Those are three games right there that you got to win two of those three. I mean, games are going to come down like that, but you got to find ways to win those games, and that's where it's frustrating. But we know that's part of the league, and you got to find ways, and that's the bottom line. Whatever it is, offense, defense, special teams, coaching, everyone's involved. It's never about one guy, one side of the ball. Everyone's just got to do a little bit more to find ways to win those games.
And with 14 hours to look at it and reflect on it, what do you make of the way the defense came up short after a really strong week for 59 minutes plus in Seattle?
Yeah, I think just looking back at it this morning, obviously just finding ways to create that pass rush, whether it is with the four-man rush, a five-man rush, six-man rush, getting home, getting pressure on the quarterback and finding ways to do that better going forward is going to be obviously critical for us. And that starts in the week of preparation. And we got to find ways to get our guys matchups, about winning the one-on-one matchups, but it's about finding ways to get our guys open in those matchups too. As we go through our prep and our game preparation.
Thanks.
Just a few more, Stephen.
Shane, along the same lines, I was going to ask you about defense. Over the course of the season, I know you're not done yet, but like when you look back, what is your feel of the way your defense has performed this year in totality?
I think they've had some really bright moments and played some really good football together. And I think it's really just overall, just with anything, right? Whether it's defense, offense, or special teams, is we want to be consistent in everything we do. Obviously you're going to have games where, you want to have games back and you don't play your best game, whatever side of the ball it is. But you want to be as consistent as you can be in all three phases. And I think when you're consistent like that and you're playing at a high level and you might have a mistake here or there, you got to eliminate, those mistakes so they don't add up and compound into issues. And I always go back to the preparation piece and the way we go about our business and how we practice and the relentless effort and just giving a little bit more, each and every day to get better.
Okay.
James, last question.
Shane, again, I asked you this last night. Maybe you have more time to reflect on it, but what do you think is the difference between teams winning this time of year, regardless of all the circumstances, versus not winning, and maybe this that next step for you all?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, you guys heard me say this since I've been here is, when you get into November, December, you look at, some of these teams, I think some teams start hitting their groove. And, some teams are, healthy, whether they're not healthy or healthy, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? They're finding ways to win in the fourth quarter. And you got to find ways to win, however it is in this league, like I said earlier, no matter what the circumstances are. And I think those teams that are winning obviously are finding those ways to do it.
Thanks, Coach. You're all set for today. Appreciate it.